What is up, winning team, and welcome back to our current book series, Beyond the Veil, Exploring the Bubble Theory and the Fourth Dimension. You guys already know it's a beginner's journey into higher dimensions and modern physics by Jamil Chamberlain, and we are in chapter 11. Guys, we have 4 chapters left. How has this happened? I just want to go off by saying as well, first of all, if this is the first of the videos, stay tuned. We're doing quantum connections today, so this is about to get overlapping bubbles as dark matter. Okay, this is going to get so juicy. If you don't know what this is all about, if you don't know why we're doing this, if you need the intro, you want to know what happened in the rest of the series, the 10 chapters prior, go and check the link in the description box down below, which will have all of the episodes and an introduction, all in order for you to peruse right through. If you'd like to purchase the book for yourself, I've also left the link to that, for the Amazon link to that, in the description as well. And finally, I spoke with the author who sent me another link. You guys can go and check if you want to get into the nitty gritty, into the details. If you're a scientist and you're like, I want to go even deeper, you go there and you look into some of that. And also when we do finish the book, I have a lot of things I want to go back over, but I want to just get through the book once first. Otherwise, you guys know how I do. Anywho, so let's get straight into it. That will give you all the intro, all the info. We are in chapter 11, Quantum Connections. So we went back to this to just like set a little bit of a tone as to why this even matters. You know what? Should I just let the man speak for himself? Yeah. Introduction. Imagine gazing into the night sky, observing countless stars and galaxies, yet feeling a profound sense that something invisible is holding the universe together. This unseen force is what scientists refer to as dark matter, and its mysterious counterpart. Dark energy drives the accelerated expansion of the cosmos. Despite comprising approximately 95% of the universe's total mass energy content, dark matter and dark energy remain elusive, defying direct detection and challenging our understanding of fundamental physics. Enter the bubble theory, a groundbreaking framework that offers innovative explanations for these enigmatic phenomena by positing the existence of multiple overlapping bubbles within the fourth spatial dimension. This chapter delves into how the bubble theory accounts for dark matter and dark energy, reshaping our perception of the universe's composition and expansion. So go back through the book, basically, if you want to hear more about exactly how this whole thing works. But the long and short of it is, there's a bunch of things that we can observe. We can't see what's causing them, but we can see that there's something causing something, and we're calling that dark matter and dark energy. And we're proposing with the bubble theory that this concept of the bubble theory might give us an explanation for exactly what is going on. So let's go. So overlapping bubbles is dark matter. This is so interesting. So mechanism of overlapping bubbles. Within the bubble theory, our universe is envisioned as one bubble among countless others, each occupying a unique position in the fourth spatial dimension. These bubbles are bound by the S energy field, ensuring their stability and distinctiveness. When 2 or more bubbles overlap within the higher dimensional space, their S energy fields interact, leading to gravitational influences that extend into our observable universe. This interaction creates what appears to be additional mass, dark matter, affecting the motion of celestial bodies without being directly observable through electromagnetic means. So I said to you guys as well in previous videos that for me, gravity was one of those concepts that in all of my study years didn't quite make sense to me completely. It just didn't seem to always add up. And one thing that people don't always recognize about science is there's a lot of things in science that are, how can I put this? Are educated suggestions. Let's put it like that. That's a phrase I like to use when I'm teaching, right? They're educated suggestions. We don't really know as much as we would like to know. And so we either come up with approximated values. That was something I found starts to happen a lot more when you start to delve into quantum theories. Or we just assume there's a little bit of assumption that has to sprinkle in there to kind of make things make sense. And I believe a part of that is some of the things that's being discussed here, hence why we're like, well, we actually need to have quantitative evidence. We need to be able to tangibly calculate and observe these things, hence concepts like the bubble theory. So gravitational effects. Traditional explanations for dark matter rely on hypothetical particles that interact primarily through gravity. See what I'm saying? However, the bubble theory offers an alternative perspective. The gravitational anomalies attributed to dark matter are the result of overlapping bubbles exerting additional gravitational pull within our universe. These interactions may manifest as unseen mass influencing galaxy rotation curves. Oh, okay. Gravitational lensing and the large scale structure of the cosmos. Unlike ordinary matter, dark matter does not emit, absorb, or reflect light, making it invisible to the current detection methods, yet its gravitational effects are indispensable for explaining various cosmic phenomena, which again, our ability to see is highly dependent on the ability to emit, absorb, and reflect light. So if something can't do that, then it is now no longer available to us to see in the dimension we exist in, which again, I just find it so funny. Similar how to I find that interesting about the concept of time, which for me, and this is my ongoing theory that is not yet airbrushed in any type of way, I also feel that time is a third dimensional construct, which there's some things in this book that kind of point towards that direction as well. Visualizing the interaction. Picture two transparent soap bubbles floating in close proximity. When they overlap, their surfaces merge without altering their individual integrity. Similarly, overlapping cosmic bubbles interact gravitationally without merging, maintaining their unique S energy signature. This visual analogy helps in understanding how multiple bubbles can coexist and influence each other, giving rise to the gravitational effects we attribute to dark matter. Love. Impact on the universe's expansion. Now, this is another thing where I just love talking about the expansion of the universe, because it's one of those newer school theories in science for so long. And you guys will know because we went into detail about how this concept of expanding the universe in my original God versus Science video, and how, up until a certain point, a lot of scientists were doing calculations and forming theories based on the idea that the universe was not contracting or expanding, but was indeed static. And the simple fact of the universe expanding kind of, blew the buttons off, if you will, of a lot of those theories, not to mention brings a lot more questions to the table, as of which one of them being, why is it expanding? What's causing the expansion, and how does that affect our universe? And I guess in this regard, I would also want to know how that also affects any interacting of bubbles, if that is happening. If you don't know what about these interacting bubbles and what causes them to interact, check out the previous videos where he explains. So, dark energy and cosmic acceleration. In addition to dark matter, observations have been revealed that the universe's expansion is accelerating. A phenomenon attributed to dark energy. Dark energy is, so not only is it expanding, it's also accelerating in its expansion. Interesting. Dark energy is thought to permeate all of space, acting as a repulsive force, counteracting gravity on cosmic scales. The bubble theory provides a compelling explanation for dark energy by linking it to the dynamics of overlapping bubbles within the fourth spatial dimension. As bubbles interact, the cumulative effect of these interactions could drive the accelerated expansion, effectively serving as the repulsive force we observe. I see. So, interplay between dark matter and energy. The relationship between dark matter and dark energy is complex and not fully understood. The bubble theory posits that both dark matter and dark energy arise from interactions of multiple bubbles within the higher dimensional space. Dark matter's, listen, whenever I read this stuff on science, I swear to you guys, I read this and I hear the Bible, and I read the Bible and I hear science. It's so weird. I know it doesn't make sense to people how that's possible, but literally this to me, it's giving the spiritual world. Anyway, dark matter's gravitational pull and dark energy's repulsive force could be two manifestations of the same underlying phenomenon. The collective behavior of overlapping bubbles. This unified perspective not only simplifies the explanations for these mysterious components, but also offers a cohesive framework that connects the two. So did I read all of this? Yeah, I did. Visualizing cosmic expansion. Did I read all of that? The theory, bubble theory posits that both dark matter and dark energy arise from the interactions of multiple bubbles within the higher dimensional space. Yeah, I did. Visualizing cosmic expansion. Here we go. Imagine a loaf of raisin bread rising in the oven. As the dough expands, the raisins representing galaxies move away from each other. In the bubble theory, the expansion of our universe is akin to the rising dough, driving driven by the interaction of bubbles that generate the repulsive force of dark energy. So let's do that again, because I need to read that again. Imagine a loaf of raisin bread rising in the oven. As the dough expands, the raisins, representing galaxies, move away from each other in the bubble theory. The expansion of our universe is akin to the rising dough, driven by interactions of bubbles that generate the repulsive force of dark energy. This visualization underscores how interdimensional dynamics can influence the large-scale structure and behavior of the cosmos. Okay. Implications for cosmology. Structure formation. Understanding dark matter as a product of overlapping bubbles. That is, do you know what? Okay, using dark matter as a product of overlapping bubbles. Oh, this is really, really getting really good now. Okay. Has profound implications for, because I have a lot to say about a lot of this, but I feel that I don't want to do that thing of like saying stuff before I've even read the full thing. So we're going to read the whole thing. I'm probably going to ask the author even more questions. I'm probably going to look at this site they're talking about, and then I'm going to have more to add. So after this whole series is done, you guys, we're going to get into the nitty-gritties of it all, okay? So stay tuned for that as well. Okay. Understanding dark matter as a product of overlapping bubbles has profound implications for the formation and distribution of cosmic structures. Dark matter acts as a gravitational scaffold around which visible matter coalesces. Oh my gosh. Forming galaxies and clusters. Oh. If overlapping bubbles provide the necessary gravitational influence, this offers a natural explanation for the observed distribution and density of dark matter across the universe. It also aligns with simulations that require dark matter to account for the large-scale structure of the cosmos. Okay. Galaxy rotation curves. One of the pivotal pieces of evidence for dark matter comes from the rotation curves of galaxies. Observations show that stars at the edges of galaxies orbit at a similar speeds to those near the center, defying Newtonian predictions based solely on visible matter. The bubble theory explains this anomaly by attributing the additional gravitational pull to overlapping bubbles. This eliminates the need for unseen particles, offering a geometric and interdimensional explanation rooted in higher dimensional interactions. So what I'm taking away from this, and something I've said many times in this series, and I will say it again, is science is like an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing theory. So we can't just look at one area and go, oh, now we know it all because of this one particular thing. That's not how it works. As we all come into science in our own generation, in our own time, we are basically taking the baton from those that came before, which is something that I find to be so incredible about being a scientist, because it's like, wow, we are waking up to all this that's been done, reading about what people did before, but now we're also using our own critical thinking skills to say, so some things have been explained, other things have not quite been explained just yet, or, there's only so much that we can do in the given time that we have. Hence why I always say to you guys that my trust is in the Lord and not science, because we would never have enough time to understand everything. Cosmic microwave background distortions. The cosmic microwave background provides a snapshot of the early universe containing subtle fluctuations that inform our understanding of cosmic composition. The bubble theory suggests that interactions between bubbles during the universe's formative years could leave imprints on the CMB, cosmic microwave background, resulting in specific distortion patterns. Detecting such anomalies would offer compelling evidence for the theory linking dark matter and energy to higher dimensional dynamics. Now, we're not finished in this chapter just yet, but I'm going to do it as a separate video because I don't want to rush through the topics. What I would like to finish off this video by saying is going to be something insane, but I haven't explained this in this series. So here we're going to get my explanation of why I think the universe is expanding. I believe that the reason for the universe is expanding is because of Adam and Eve. And I believe that when this is where I'm saying that I have my theories. I believe that entropy began, hence also the expansion began in the garden. And I believed it all started when Adam and Eve did what they did, because I believe what they did didn't have three-dimensional consequences as much as it had consequences on the higher dimensions, such that hence why the Bible says, and then their eyes were opened. So what was happening and what did they see prior to? Now, if you want to hear all about my law of entropy concept, that's in my God versus Science video, the first one. So you have to go and check that out for the full explanation, right? And again, one of the scientists, Georges Lemaitre, who's one of the originators in discovering that the universe might be expanding, himself was also a priest, which I find ironic. So that's what I believe is actually what started this expansion of the universe. I truly believe that. Similar to how in the Bible it talks about, just like how we use the idea of rising bread, and we look at like yeast, rising agents biblically also represents sin. Hence why spring cleaning, I've mentioned this before, was all about removing all rising agents. They ate flatbread at the Passover because we're removing all sin from our lives that causes us to be puffed up and to expand. I know it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, I've actually put a pretty good, because also let's not forget that entropy itself is one of the few proofs of the existence of time anyway. So my thing is that an entropy is always moving close to disorder, and total disorder is hell, in my opinion, and total order is heaven. So my concept is, what if prior to what they did, time also wasn't a construct, which goes back to what I said earlier in this video. Do you guys understand where I'm going with this? So I don't have a scientific backing for said theory as of right now, because I'm just one gal. But that's where we're going. And if you actually think about it, it actually makes sense. But like I said, you might want to catch up with the God versus Science video. Anywho, so we're going to, next up in this section, we've got the potential evidence and observational signatures. So this is where we really delve into the nitty-gritties of it all. We're going to do that separately because I don't want to rush through. I also don't want any of these videos to be too long in case you're just like watching it. And like, I think with all science, I say this obviously because I'm a teacher as well, it's good to like separate your knowledge. Even I took like 4 days to just let a lot of the things from chapters before stew a little bit before we continued. So if you want to hear more through this book and also my commentary, like I said, it's all linked in the description box below, and you'll be able to hear all the other videos of me reading through the book. The book is available for you to purchase on Amazon as well in the description box. Plus, if you want to delve more into the physics, I am of course a chemist, very much not a physicist, although I do love physics. I just didn't realize that physics was where it's at when I was younger, but we have time still to catch up, and hence why we're doing things like this. Go and look at the third link in the description where you can see even more detailed details for those of you science freaks out there like myself who want to know even more. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the part 2 of chapter 11, where we'll continue on to the potential evidence and observational signatures that are going to help us to further understand the bubble theory. But this is getting juicy. I'm kind of loving this. Anyways, you guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.